he seemed to really like the script. He did not know me from Big Bang Theory. He just thought I was like a young director who wrote this script. So kind of just went with that.
Welcome to WatchMojo's Poppin the Culture, your weekly entertainment check-in. And meanwhile, I am your host with the most, Mojo, of course. That's right, it's me, Mr. Hollywood himself, Matt Demers. We got such a great show coming your way, as always. I'll be speaking with the one and only Mayim Bialik about her new movie, As They Made Us, plus one of the stars, Julian Gant. Don't want to miss it, but first, we're jumping into things. Here's your Hollywood headlines. All right, as we do each and every show, we kick things off with a look at some of the more notable developments over there in La La Land. I need help breaking it down, and we got him back. My man, Tom. How's it going, Tom?
Good, man. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. Thanks so much for joining me here. A lot I want to chat with you about. Correct me if I'm wrong, you are a big fan of the MCU, right?
Oh
Superheroes?
My gosh. Superhero big fan. Yep. Superhero big fan. A super big fan of it. Yep.
No, I am too. I can't get enough.
I know.
What is going on? What is going on with us? We just eat it up, right? Every time we get something new.
Exactly.
But I'm especially excited about the Doctor Strange film coming up. Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. Yeah. Looks like we're going to get so much good stuff. We're very close, by the way, to the release date.
I know.
The numbers. I'm interested in your take here of the numbers because at first they were saying that it would. All superhero films have a pretty big opening weekend.
Right.
Now those projected numbers keep going up. So now they're saying it'll be close anywhere between 170 million. I think it'll be a little higher than that to 205 million. Which is a lot. Anything over 100.
Yeah, that's insane.
Domestically. How big do you think it'll get? Do you think there's a lot of hype for this, or is it just us?
I think so. I think that, the multiverse, across other, not even just the MCU, whenever you announce like a multiverse in a series or like an industry that's as big as like Marvel, DC did it with their TV shows and stuff. I think that you're always going to get that crazy hype and the sky's the limit. I think that what we saw in Spider-Man No Way Home is just like the tip of the iceberg. We got a little taste of it when we saw Andrew and Toby come back, and then Spider-Verse and everything like that. I think this is going to be the biggest Marvel movie yet. Bigger than Endgame, bigger than Spider-Man. Yeah, I do, because I think that the sky's the limit. They teased the Netflix heroes coming back.
Mm-hmm.
They had Kingpin in Hawkeye. I think it's going to be fantastic. I think we're going to see a lot of things that we didn't even think of.
It's going to be a fanboy's dream come true.
It really is.
Because right now we know that Doctor Strange is in it. We know that Professor X.
Yeah.
Patrick Stewart himself.
That's
we
awesome.
heard his voice. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Scarlet Witch is obviously in here. We know Wong.
Yep.
Who else do you want to see? Because like you said, the sky is the limit with the multiverse. It could literally be anybody, anywhere from any other movie. Is there anyone that you're kind of itching to see show up, or a new character introduced, or what's your?
I'd love to. Well, like I said, I'd love to see the Netflix heroes. Because they, you had Matt Murdock in Spider-Man, so I'd love to see that.
Yes.
Kingpin. I would love to see the Fantastic Four. I think that the Fantastic Four has kind of been plagued by not great movies, in it throughout its history. And I think that they're just an awesome team that is just so well known. I think that it would be so cool to see them, and especially now that they have the chance to bring them in. I think that's who I would like to see the most.
You're right. I'm with you there, and it's weird to me because the Fantastic Four are such Marvel. Yeah. They're very iconic. I believe it was like one of the first books Marvel put out was. Yeah.
It was.
Okay, there you go. So they're like a cornerstone of their history, and yet, right now, today's current climate, they're nowhere to be found on the big screen. So I think it's about time. And I know that the previous incarnations didn't work out, but they weren't done by the folks at Marvel, right?
Right.
Kevin Feige didn't have his hand in it.
Right.
So I think they would probably, hopefully, get it right. So a lot of exciting stuff. And then, of course, we got Thor Ragnarok around the corner as well. We got some teases out there. So that's interesting.
Yeah.
Man, the superhero stuff, like I said, we can't get enough. But are we getting too spoiled? Tom, I worry now because, like you said, if Doctor Strange is the biggest, and they throw all this stuff at us and it's an overload, how do they top it? Like, is it gonna I don't know.
I don't know how they're going to top it. I mean, I think we're always going to look forward to those kind of, yes, this is a standalone movie and that it is, Doctor Strange. It's not, like the Avengers, where it's known to be, everybody coming together. So I think we'll always look forward to those standalones, like Thor: Love and Thunder's coming out soon. And but what I really hope, honestly, my biggest hope is that they show that Kang is not going to be the big bad this time around. Because he was introduced in Loki, and to me, he's a great character, awesome villain, and you have the different incarnations of Kang and stuff. But I don't think he's on Thanos level. So I really hope that they're going to, spoil us with some kind of huge reveal that some larger power is at play. So I don't know that necessarily we're getting too spoiled. I just think that it's becoming a little bit of a Jenga tower, and I think maybe it could come down very easily.
You're right. The big bad's very important.
It is. It is.
It's a very important mix. Okay, let's move on because there's a trial going on, and I don't want to. I'm not going to ask you to pick sides or who you think is going to win, but it's important because there's so much. People are just watching it to see what's going to come out of it. I'm talking Johnny Depp. I'm talking Amber Heard.
Yeah.
So for those that aren't following, those two had a relationship. She put out an article in I believe it was The Sun, and she didn't name Johnny, but she talked about abuse and things of that nature. He is suing her for defamation.
Right.
He tried to do the same to that newspaper. Didn't win. Now he's going after Amber. Some interesting things behind, like you see them and you hear the rumors, or you kind of have an inkling of what they're kind of like behind the scenes. But now we're really getting a look at it. I mean, troubling stuff. And then Johnny Depp, no stranger to trying to overcome his demons or substance abuses. So I don't know. What's your take on this? Is Johnny Depp's career gonna because he's one of the most bankable guys in Hollywood, but now maybe not so much.
Yeah, my big thing is, in terms of with all that, it doesn't matter how you identify in terms of gender. If you abuse your partner, that's despicable. But for me, I think his career is going to take a big hit, and I think it's going to be hard for him to come back. It's not like Robert Downey Jr. had a troubled past, but then he made the comeback. Like, we're talking about abuse here, which is pretty unforgivable. I think it's going to be very, very hard. I think that, they both have a hand in this, but it's going to be very hard, I think, for him to come back from that.
Yeah, and I think that's a good point because Johnny Depp definitely has his supporters. I'm sure they're gonna. I'm sure they're gonna chime in. Definitely do.
Yeah.
Let us know your thoughts. But Amber, what we're hearing kind of in this trial come out from various people that are taking part in the trial, are saying that there was kind of a double kind of abuse in certain ways. So we'll see. I mean, it's still ongoing. Yeah. But the big question is, will Johnny Depp be able to continue his superstardom, or Amber Heard for that matter? She's still got some prominent roles in the Aquaman series.
Mm-hmm. And
things of that.
There was a big push to get her out.
There was.
Yeah, I don't know that that's going to happen. We'll see. I don't know. I think he might be a little bit more under fire than she is going to be. But I don't know. I mean, it's going to be interesting to see. And hey, I mean, we'll find out what happens.
Yeah, I think Johnny's probably going to. I can see his fans are very passionate about him. Yeah. He'll still find work. I don't know if it'll ever be on the level of what was his biggest thing? The Pirates of the Caribbean,
like Disney and all that. Yeah, I mean those bigger. I don't think so either because I think that kind of goes against their image and
they might shy away because we saw Warner Brothers get rid of him for the Fantastic Beasts stuff. We shall see. But definitely let us know what you out there think of this because. A lot of people talking about it. Tom, I tasked you. I gave you a little bit of homework because one of the things that selfishly I love to do is hear from my guests recommendations. What to watch, or maybe something to read, or maybe it's a video game to play. Listen, we're all looking for something to just entertain and distract us. This is Tom's picks. Go for it.
Yeah, man. I'm a big gamer. That's always my de-stressor. That's that's the way that I kind of wind down, and it's what I love to do. And right now, I'm super hooked on Star Wars: The Old Republic, the MMO. The old MMO from BioWare, and they made a lot of changes, and I've been super big into it. So I think that's going to be my biggest recommendation right now.
Amazing. I know a lot of gamers are really digging that too. I'm going to throw out a show.
Yeah.
that I'm kind of hooked on. It's a slow burn. I don't know if it's really going to be for everybody. It's called Tokyo Vice. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No.
Really great. It's Ansel Elgort, Baby Driver.
Yep.
He's in this, and it's on HBO Max.
Yeah.
And like I said, it is a slow burn, but it's really captivating. It's based on a true story about this American writer who goes to Tokyo.
Yeah.
And he starts writing for a newspaper with the crime section, and he gets tied, and he's trying to uncover the Yakuza. Interesting stuff. Stick with it. I just finished episode 5 and my jaw was on the floor. Takes a little bit to get going. Those first couple episodes can be a little tedious.
Yeah.
I'm actually impressed with Ansel Elgort, the actor who learned how to speak Japanese, write Japanese.
Wow.
For this role. I know he's kind of been under fire a little bit in the maybe not quite as Johnny Depp.
Yeah.
But there's some accusations his way. So, but as an actor, as a performer, he does a good job here. So that's my pick.
Yeah.
Hey, Tom, this has been fun, but I need you to do me a favor and stay right there.
Okay.
Because me and you, we got to take a little trip. And that
Let's
trip,
do it.
It's beyond the list.
Let's do it.
All right, Tom, as we do each and every episode, we like to go in the WatchMojo archives, pluck out a top 10 list, and me and you get to go beyond that list. What that means is just we'll give our own personal opinions.
Sure.
Takeaways. Have some fun reliving some of these moments. And this one should be fun, too, because these are revenge kills in movies. The movie Revenge Kill. Listen, say this every episode. I'm a movie guy. I love watching movies.
Sure.
And one of my favorite things to see is when someone gets their revenge. It's just such a good moment if it's done right. Sometimes, right?
Yeah, exactly. Listen, we all love a little bit of justice.
Justice, revenge, comeuppance, however you want to call it. WatchMojo ranked the best of the best, so we shall see. Interested to see your thoughts, and if you've seen the movie, and if you haven't, obviously let us know.
Yeah.
That's another good thing about these lists is sometimes we get to walk away with new things on our watch list, as if we needed more. Okay, number 10 is a movie I love, Gladiator.
Yeah.
2000. We're talking about Maximus killing Commodus. So come on.
Gladiator is one of my all-time favorite movies. I could watch that movie a million times over and never get bored. I mean, it was first of all you have these two powerhouse actors, Russell Crowe and Joaquin Phoenix. It was just so good to see, especially at the end when they're honoring him and not honoring Commodus. I loved it. I mean, it's always going to be satisfying to me. Joaquin Phoenix is so good at making you hate him. Yep.
Right? Yep. I hated Commodus as a villain in this movie. He's so great. So to see the revenge take place, it's like,
it's
extra satisfying. But number 10, I would have put that. Okay, well, we'll see what. Still early. We'll see what's better. WatchMojo, but I think that maybe could have gone a little closer. Number 9. What do we got here? Blood is thicker than water. The Road to Perdition. Oh, okay. We're talking. Do you remember this movie, Road to Perdition?
Yeah, it's been a while.
It's been a while.
It. Yeah.
A while for me. And who is it? Oh, is this Tom Hanks?
Is it? I forget. Let me see.
I want to say Tom Hanks is in this, if it's the one I'm thinking of.
It is Tom Hanks, yep.
Okay, then yes, now I do know the scene that they're talking about. Yeah, a bit of an old school 2002. Oh, there you go. It's only been 20 years since I've seen the movie. But I do remember liking it. And hey, little fun fact, Tom, this is based on a comic book.
Is it really?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
See, people that even today, people are poo-pooing comic book films.
Hey, some of the greatest stories come from comics. So
if you liked Road to Perdition, it's a comic book movie. But yeah, no, this is great. If you haven't seen it, or I'm actually going to rewatch this because it is a fun movie and Tom Hanks is great. I love. There's a meme out there with where Tom Hanks is like holding the young son who's crying.
Yeah, and
it's always they put different captions. And it's like there's a million of them. I was going to say one, but there's probably 200 million. Okay, let's move on to number 8. Oh, Sweeney Todd, the Demon Barber of Fleet Street, 2007. Mrs. Lovett's Last Dance.
Yeah.
Johnny, here's some Johnny Depp.
Speaking of Johnny Depp, I mean, it's a great movie, and Johnny Depp was phenomenal in it. So was Helena Bonham Carter. She's always amazing. I mean, listen. I liked it also when justice was served against Sweeney and everything. But yeah, it was pretty cathartic to see. This whole time she's kind of you think she's on his side, and then you find out she had a big hand to play in everything that went down. So I'm with it. I liked it.
That's Tim Burton, right? Obviously.
Yeah, very Tim Burton movie. Yeah.
You know what Tim Burton movie just by looking at a visual of it. Yeah. You know what Tim Burton's doing? He's doing an Addams Family show for Netflix.
Is he really?
Isn't that like the most perfect thing for Tim Burton?
Yeah,
and I'm
he's
shocked
got that style that you just recognize, and it'll fit very well into that.
Yeah, I was actually shocked that he hadn't done anything Addams Family related in a while. So this is gonna be great. I'm looking forward to it, Tim. Like I know him. Okay, number 7, the puffer fish paralysis in Law-Abiding Citizen, 2009. This is a good movie too. That I've kind of
great movie.
Kind of forgotten about it. But yeah, I do remember this. The puffer fish, right? It kind of gives you the paralysis. Fun stuff here. But you know what? We're at number 7. I'm still thinking the Gladiator. Yeah, I would have put Gladiator a little closer. Yeah. We'll see how we get to the midway point. I'm Here to Kill You, Unforgiven, 1992. Of course. Okay, I'm not going to argue with this. One of the best westerns and one of the best revenge kills of all time. Are you a Western fan?
You know, I like Westerns. I wouldn't say it's my favorite genre, but I did take a film class in college, and I do remember this being on the list. So it's one of the few Westerns that I do very much remember, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like the Westerns are making a bit of a comeback, especially this past year. We saw a bunch, even on Netflix, right?
Yeah, and that style too. The Mandalorian is considered like a newer type of Western. So I think everyone loves a good cowboys and bad guys standoff. So I'd like to see that. I would like to see that come more into the limelight. And
trust me, when it comes to revenge killings in a Western, it doesn't get much better. So I'm going to agree with that. But again, WatchMojo only has it at number 6.
Let's see.
Let's see how we're doing. We're moving our way down. Gangs of New York. Okay, this is a very good one as well.
Yep.
This is at the midway point. This is when Amsterdam kills Bill the Butcher.
Yep.
Another one of those performances.
Yes.
That just made you hate this guy.
Yep.
And made that revenge kill so much better.
I mean, you're following it since he's a kid, since seeing his dad. I think his dad was played by Liam Neeson, so everyone loves him. Being killed by the butcher, and then you see it like all come full circle. You're with him throughout that entire ride. I loved it. Great movie.
That is a fantastic movie.
Yeah.
Daniel Day-Lewis, has he officially retired? I remember he retired once and then he came back, but I think he's officially retired.
I think so. Yeah. I think he's someone I think would come out of retirement for those just incredible juicy roles. I think his wife made he made a comment. I forget what he won for a few years ago, but he said, I want to thank my wife for being married to a million different men throughout our marriage because he's a method actor. Yeah. You don't really hear much from him anymore, but I don't think it's the last we've heard of him. I think he'll come back for something big.
Yeah, and Bill the Butcher, one of his best roles, fantastic. Amazing. Yep. He can play that, and then he can play Lincoln.
Abe Lincoln, yeah.
I mean,
great.
And
phenomenal.
Nail both of them.
Yep.
All right, number 4. This is a good one, a fun one. X-Men First Class. Do you remember the scene with the coin?
Yep.
Right. Sebastian Shaw gets his comeuppance from Eric Magneto. I love the X-Men movies. Not the last one.
Yeah.
They kind of dropped the ball with that last one, and it was the finale of that series. So a way to end on a low note. But for the most part, they've been really great, and I loved what they did with Magneto.
Yeah.
Right. This is someone, and you really got that even from like the original ones.
Yeah.
I mean, this one comes from the prequel series.
Right.
But you really get the backstory, right?
Right.
You really feel the pain that Eric went through, and then of course he gets a bit of revenge.
Yeah, I mean that's another thing, is like you see him going through this trauma as a kid, and it's just yes, Magneto's bad, and we all know that, but listen, I mean seeing something that he was tortured for as a kid, and then he kind of reenacts the test at the end, it was great.
Yeah, you really feel for it.
Yeah.
By the way, do you think Magneto could be the big? Remember we talked about with Doctor Strange. I'm thinking of the Marvel's big bads. who are the, who could be up there with Thanos' level. Magneto's if you look at the comics, he's been in some pretty big storylines.
He has.
Where he's been the big villain. So
he has. I think if we're talking like more of like, and I hate to say this because I don't mean that they're not powerful, more like the day-to-day villains that like everybody knows, not like these big cosmic villains.
Yeah.
I would love to see Doctor Doom, I think, more than anybody
Oh.
else. I mean, that's just, I think he's probably the biggest, up there with the Kingpins and the Magnetos and stuff.
And I am shocked that they haven't gotten Doctor Doom right on screen. Same with the Fantastic Four. I mean, he's been in those Fantastic Four movies.
Yep.
And they haven't gotten him right because you're right. He is. Okay, now you've got me excited to see Doctor Doom in the MCU.
Yeah,
So.
I hope so. I'm hoping so.
All right. Number 3, let's continue with our revenge kills. We're getting close, guys. We're getting close. Okay, so WatchMojo's really redeemed themselves with the second half of this list. No big arguments here.
Yeah.
Number 3 is, hello, my name is Indigo Montoya. This is from The Princess Bride.
Yep, Indigo Montoya, yep.
Yeah, this is great. This is fun. This is a good revenge kill. I like this one.
So
good
quotable,
choice.
too.
Yeah, what a great movie, Princess Bride. This is, I think I rewatched it recently on, I want to say Disney Plus. If you haven't checked it out, I think it's on Disney Plus for streaming. Really great stuff.
It is a good movie.
And timeless, right?
Yeah.
What did I say?
So.
1987, and I just watched it like a couple weeks ago and really enjoyed it. So
I don't think my wife has seen it, so I'm gonna have to add that to the list for her.
Yeah, great stuff. I love movies like that you can watch decades later and still love it. All right, let's get to our number 2 here, and it is Becoming Wrath from 7. It's the revenge kill in 7.
Yep.
I say it all the time. If ever I get a delivery and if it's a box of a certain size, I get a little nervous.
Yeah.
What's in the box?
Yep.
That scene just gutted me the first time I saw it.
Yeah. It's a good movie, but I know. I hear you.
And then of course he gets his revenge kill.
Of course. I mean, I agree. Yes, he does complete the list of the 7 deadly sins and stuff like that, but I don't know. You're kind of hoping for it to happen, and it does. Yes, it may not be a happy ending, but little justice was served.
A little justice was served. It was gutting to watch that. 7's a pretty great movie. I remember that's one of those movies that really stayed with me.
Yeah.
That uneasy feeling all throughout, and if I think back to it, it gives me that certain feel. I feel like. And I didn't ask you earlier when we talked about superheroes, the new Batman movie. Have you seen that?
Phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. And I know everybody was weary about Robert Pattinson, but he killed it. I mean, he was definitely a much different he was more Batman than he was Bruce Wayne, I feel.
Yeah.
But I thought that movie was so good. And I tell everyone, even if you don't like superheroes, you can just make him a regular person and not Batman, and it would still work and still make sense.
Yeah, and the reason why I brought that up is because it kind of there was elements of 7.
Yep.
And I was like, wow, that's pretty cool that they were doing this with Batman. So
yep.
I think DC, when it comes to Batman, they've really gotten it right.
Yes, I agree.
So don't mess with that. The darker, the better. I love it. I loved it. All right, here we go. We're getting to our number 1 revenge kill. Oh, I should have saw this one coming. I should have saw it coming. Well, it's Kill Bill.
Yeah.
Kill Bill, of course. Killing Bill.
Yeah.
It took us 2 movies to get there, but we did get it. This is great. The whole movies were about the revenge and leading up to the bride getting her hands on Bill. Good stuff.
Yeah, it was a great ride. Yep, great ride the entire time, and it was definitely you knew it was going to happen, obviously, but even when it did, you were satisfied.
Yeah. Do you think they're going to do another? They keep teasing that they might do a new one.
That'd be cool. I mean, would Uma Thurman should come back?
Yeah,
or?
it was Uma Thurman, and who was it? There was I forget the name of the character, but she killed that character who had a daughter.
Yes, I was just gonna say it. Yep, it was one of the first kills, and I think it'll be, maybe killing the bride or something. I think that the daughter will now go on that journey. Because she sees it. The whole thing is that they tried for her not to see it, but she does. And I think that would be a really, really, really cool movie.
Yeah, Tarantino's kind of hinted at that would be the angle that he would take if he does
Makes sense.
do another sequel to Kill Bill.
Yeah.
But that would be fun. So, speaking of fun, Tom, this has been a blast. Thank you so much for giving me your time today.
Always a pleasure, man. Thank you for having me.
Breaking this all down. Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for our Mojo Chats of the week. Enjoy. She is the writer, producer, and director of the sensational new film, As They Made Us. Oh, I better answer in the form of a question. Who is Mayim Bialik?
Very clever.
Did I do it?
You did great. No one's ever done that. That's great.
Okay, good. I get nervous because I watched you on Jeopardy. Actually, that brings me to my first question, because we know you as someone on screen, Mayim. I mean, we love you. Whoa, Blossom, favorite of mine. Big Bang Theory. I don't need to go through your credits, but this is your first time going behind the scenes. Congratulations, by the way. Critics and audiences are saying wonderful things about the experience you're bringing forth with this film. But why? Why now? Is this something you always wanted to do? Make a movie?
No. I mean, I mean, I'm not going to say
No.
I just want to make a movie, but no, this was not, I've had many incarnations of my life. But my desire to write was kind of where this came out of. And I was planning on hiring a director to direct this film, but there were so many things that I knew how I wanted them to be and what I wanted them to look like, that I felt like, well, that's just going to be an annoying chain of command, to like tell a person what to tell that person. So I ended up directing it. And I've always had a very strong interest in the technical and behind the camera aspect of TV and filmmaking. So for me, it wasn't unnatural, but very, very new. I was really learning as I went. My DP, David Feeney Mojo, and producer Jordan Henderson kind of taught me, as we went. Pre-production was like miniature film school.
Well, amazing. And speaking of learning, and I want to bring up the cast if I can, because you got, hello, I want to call them like all-stars. You got Murphy Brown, for crying out loud. Candace Berg, Dustin Ray got Rain Man. And then people you've worked with, Diana blew me away. Come on. Did you learn anything with working with this crew? This was a gift.
Yeah, all of them together was really tremendous. Like this family unit that they created. I learned things every day. I think we learned from each other. It was a very emotional experience making this film. Obviously, these are really, really heavy scenes, and there's a lot of laughter as well. And so that kind of broke it up. But yes, directing a 2-time Oscar winner is very intimidating. But he seemed to really like the script. He did not know me from Big Bang Theory. He just thought I was like a young director who wrote this script. So kind of just went with that.
Amazing. Okay, last question for you. You mentioned that this film's got a bit of laughter, but it'll also, and this is a warning for those out there, it'll have you reaching for the tissues. Make sure you have some handy, more than once if you're like me. We here at WatchMojo, we like to rank things. Obviously, I think this movie might end up on a few lists of movies that will get you right in the feels. What's a movie, or maybe a book, or maybe a show, or something that never fails to get your waterworks flowing, huh?
Oh my gosh. I'm the kind of person who like cries a lot every day for random reasons. So I don't know that so much like I cry at movies or things like that. Gosh, I'd kind of be hard pressed. It's mostly real life things that usually move me to tears, or I will cry at like commercials for Special Olympics. Like I'm just very like I'm a super feeler.
I think you hit on it. As you get older, it's like commercials for some reason will get the waterworks flowing. That Sarah McLachlan stuff with the animals, forget it.
Yes.
Can't watch it without going full cry. Hey, listen, Mayim, this has been fun, and we do want to encourage everyone out there. Go watch this movie, As They Made Us. It's been a pleasure chatting with you. Thank you so much. The movie is As They Made Us, and man, I can't wait to dive in and find out all about this film. And I've got one of the stars here, Julian Gant, to join me to tell me all about it. Hey, Julian, how's it going?
It's going great, man. How are you doing, Matt?
I'm doing fantastic. Listen, I am such a cinephile. I love all the movies, but a movie like this has got me intrigued because it looks like what we're getting is a combination of obviously the drama. There's like there's a family drama going on, but obviously it looks like we got some comedy too. A little mishmash. What can we expect out of this film?
You can expect a lot of tears, a lot of tears, but also you definitely gonna laugh. It's a tearjerker, but it's also so comedic. I think that a lot of people, you're going to go, it's a roller coaster.
Yeah.
It's a roller coaster. That's what it is.
Running the gamut of emotions. That's what I like to do in my movie.
Yes. Hey, that's how we live, right?
That's how we do it. Okay, let's talk about who's behind the film. I mean, someone that you're very familiar with.
Absolutely. So Mayim Bialik directed the film, and it's loosely based on her life and how she grew up with her parents and the relationships with her brother. And I play sort of a caretaker, sort of a hospice caretaker to her father, and it is like I said, loosely based on her, and it's just you never know about certain people. You think you know people until you start to understand. They tell you their story, and you're like, oh my God, it's an onion, and you peel that onion, and you go, oh my goodness, I didn't know this about you. I didn't know that about you. There's so much that people will find out about Mayim's relationship and her family, with her family. So
and Julian, this is her first time directing.
Yes, this is her directorial debut.
What can't she do? Because she wrote it, she
wrote it,
she produced
directed it. Yep, she produced it. Yes, she did everything.
Did she make cupcakes for the crew? I mean,
man, dang near. There's a scene with some cake that she was arranging. You'll see that, and it's so fun.
No, so talented. I mean, we see her on Jeopardy and obviously in shows like the one that you're in.
Call Me Cat, yeah.
Call Me Cat, Big Bang, of course, and her history on Blossom. I mean, fantastic stuff. And people just really seem to enjoy her. And this looks like a real nice passion project.
Yeah.
The cast. I mean, hello. This is
Bergen, Dustin Hoffman, Diana Agron, Simon Helberg. Yes, it is Justin Cho. It's an amazing cast. She put together a diverse cast, and for her to tell this story the way she did, I think she put her heart and soul in this movie, and you can tell when you watch it. Candace's performance is amazing. I mean, everybody's performance. Working with Dustin Hoffman. I mean, how many people can say that, right? One of the greatest actors of our time, and just soaking up a lot of his expert tutelage, his knowledge, and it was amazing. I couldn't ask for anything more. So yeah.
I was going to say, what was it like working with these folks? Obviously, it was a big deal. What was the dynamic off screen or on set, I guess, behind the scenes? Was it filmed during the pandemic time, or did we miss that window?
It was filmed during pandemic, and we were doing COVID tests like every day, and having to clear. And yes, it was. But I'll tell you this: the COVID team that worked with us was amazing. The fact that we were able to pull this film off during that time is amazing, so great, and I feel like a lot of times people don't understand. Of course, with Mayim's film, she is such the matriarch for everyone. She treats everyone from the grips to the COVID team, to the actors. She treats us all the same, and she's just so loving. It was a great environment to be in.
Well, we thank you, us movie watchers. Thank you for making movies for our enjoyment during this time. We need it.
This is definitely the movie for you. Please check it out.
Hey, thanks so much for your time today. Really appreciate it. Well, that's going to do it for this episode, everybody. Big thanks going out to Tom for bringing the fun, loving those hot takes. Plus, Mayim Bialik and Julian Gant, how cool were they? Definitely check out As They Made Us. And hey, thank you for checking out the show as always. I've been Mr. Hollywood, popping that culture.